Hey, it's the 1st of Jan 2018, New Year, resolutions. Yeah, I'm a bit nervous about doing this. I have procrastinated about it all day long. Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? The reasons why I should and the reasons why I shouldn't. And yeah, ultimately I've got to put a foot up my own ass and do it to get myself out of my comfort zone, to face my fears, and to be held accountable for my actions. That sounds pretty bad now. My name is Rachel. I'm 37 years old. And as of today, I weigh 132.2 kilos. I suffer from polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I was diagnosed in late 2009. It took nearly 2 years before I was diagnosed. At the time, when I first started noticing symptoms, I noticed that I was gaining weight and I couldn't work out why. I exercised heaps. I didn't go to a gym or anything, but I didn't have a car, so I walked everywhere. And I just started gaining weight. I was a vegetarian. I still am. I've been a vegetarian since 2007. Or pescarian, I should say, technically, because I do eat fish from time to time, not often, but yeah. And I noticed that I started getting these massive blackhead pimples in my armpits, and I was gaining weight, could not work out where it was coming from. I ended up keeping a food log and giving it to my best friend at the time, and she analysed it all and couldn't work out why I was gaining weight, because what I was doing should have burnt everything off. Perfume then started going off on me. I couldn't wear any perfume. I couldn't even really wear deodorant, because within half an hour it stank, and I'd have to shower to get it off. But yeah, took ages, and I had a doctor tell me, because it was close to Christmas at the time, that everyone puts on weight at Christmas. And I said, but I haven't been eating Christmas food. I leave that till Christmas Day, and then you have your leftovers for a few days. But most doctors had the attitude of, well, keep up the diet, keep up the exercise, and it'll be fine. And it wasn't fine, because by the time I got diagnosed, I'd gained nearly 20 kilos. It was 15 to 20 kilos, I think. Because originally I was down to 72 or 73 kilos. And my goal weight was to be 70 kilos. And yeah, then the weight started going on. So by the time I got diagnosed, I was anywhere between 90 and 95 kilos. And every year my weight just goes up and up. Doesn't matter what I eat, it doesn't matter what I don't eat. That's the big thing with PCOS with me. Second thing would be my periods, and I know it's different for every PCOS sufferer. I'm in a group on Facebook, and I read about women, and I think, man, I can relate to some of them, and other women are the polar opposite. But for me, my periods are incredibly heavy. And they're generally heavy, but some periods are just insanely heavy. It looks like I've literally gone and slaughtered an animal in the toilet bowl. I had a period once that had me bleeding for 3 weeks straight, and I had to change my tampon, and I have to use a super tampon and a super pad. I had to change that every 40 to 45 minutes, because if I didn't, it would and I'm not kidding, gush out of me into the super pad that I had as backup, and that would flow so heavily that it would fill the pad literally. Like I had a 2-minute window between, hey, your tampon's full, to bang, your pad's full, to, hey, it's out in your underwear and your pants. That was bad because I was traveling a lot at the time on public transport, like doing long journeys from one side of town to the other, and I could not stay awake. I couldn't stay awake when my then partner was talking to me, and I'd just be falling asleep. It didn't matter what was going on. And then I went to the doctor, and he put me on medication for my periods, and it had the bleeding stop, but it took, I don't know, anywhere between 7 to 10 days. I was a blood donor at the time. I went to donate plasma, and I was told when they did the little finger prick test that they couldn't take a blood donation. They actually called up my doctor's surgery, which was pretty much right across the road from it, and had me go over to there to do further blood tests, because my iron was so depleted at the time that I then got put on medication to stop any bleeding for 9 months straight, just so my body had a chance to recover. I did that. I was fine with it. I was told it wasn't because I was a vegetarian, because so many people are quick to say, oh, you're vegetarian, that's the problem. You don't eat meat, that's why your iron count is low. No, my iron count's low because I bleed so much. So now the point of doing this vlog is to get me out of my comfort zone. I'm basically bearing everything. I hope it won't always be about PCOS, but for now it will be. I feel really uncomfortable. It's not a happy feeling. It's sort of like being in high school but without the nervousness, because I feel like when you have to do public speaking in high school and you've got the cool kids there and everything, I'm putting myself out there. I'm bearing everything. I'm showing my face. I'm telling you my weight. I'm telling you my problems. And you can criticize it all you want, or you can love it all you want. Odds are I'm not really going to get to read too many comments because I have 4 kids. I can't even go to the toilet on my own. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to get a chance to read too many comments. But yeah, I'm basically putting this out there regardless of whether or not anyone watches this, so that I can say, okay, I did this. This is my weight. I plan on losing weight. For this month, I plan on going vegan. Because it seems pretty easy. I don't eat too much fish at all, and I really don't have much dairy at all, because dairy ends up making me feel really bloated and really sick. And the last, I don't know, year or so, even when I eat fish, I don't feel so crash hot anymore. So it seems a more natural choice. I'm also cutting out bread and pasta and rice. Not that I eat much pasta or rice, but I do have bread. I normally have multigrain. I never do white. But they seem to be foods that definitely enable me to put on weight. I don't eat lollies because I'm not big on sugar. I don't eat much fried food at all. Like, I'd get a craving for fish and chips probably twice a year, and even then I'm bitterly disappointed in it because it always tastes like crap, and I always feel like crap afterwards. Yeah, oils have never sat well with me since I was little. it's just stuff like biscuits or bakery goods like croissants. They would be the thing. If I craved anything crappy, that would be the thing that I craved. But yeah, I'm hoping to get the time to upload each day. I don't know how that's going to pan out with having kids. I have a 15-year-old daughter, a 4-year-old daughter, and twin boys who turn 2 in March. So my 15-year-old's fine, but the other 3 are a bit of a handful, especially my 4-year-old. Yeah, I'm hoping that through this I can help share my experiences for one, but help other people, even if it's just to make them feel more normal, like they can relate to it. Because I know with PCOS, everyone is different. Not many people know much about the disease. There is no cure for it. There's only ways you can manage it. And while we might all have similar symptoms, we're not all the same. Some of us gain weight incredibly easily. Some of us don't. Clearly, I'm not in that category. Some women get excessive facial hair. I get a few whiskers on my chin, and under there I get the longer hairs. I pluck them. I pluck the ones on my chin every day, every second day. And I occasionally pluck these ones, but no one really sees them. It's just when I start, there's like 1 or 2 that keep growing there, and I keep pulling at them. But they're white, so no one sees them. It's just I notice them because I feel them. But other women get snail trails or really dark hair. Like they get the whole 5 o'clock shadow. Some women can grow beards because of it. Some women have missing periods or very light periods, and that also affects their fertility rate, as well as other issues affecting the fertility rate. I bleed often and I bleed heavily. I've gone back on the pill since having my boys last March because my period after I had the boys went from here's your week off to here's 7 to 10 or even 14 days of bleeding, and then you get a week off before you start bleeding again. And pads and tampons are not cheap. You go through a small fortune if you bleed heavily and often. There's so many other symptoms with PCOS, and so many people think that it's just related to your ovaries because it's classed as polycystic ovarian syndrome. And it's so frustrating trying to explain to so many people what it encompasses, and I don't think they can ever truly wrap their head around it. But I hope to, like I said, share my experiences and help someone out, at least one person, to feel normal and to be held accountable for my actions. So hoping that this time next year I'll look different for the better. I have no grand plans of becoming super skinny. I would just like to be healthy. I would like to feel comfortable in my own skin. I would like to be able to feel good being in photos or seeing my reflection. At the moment, I don't go out too often. I don't socialize at all. I hate seeing my reflection. I avoid photos with my kids, and I shouldn't, because I look at it and go, they're going to look back on it one day and go, where's all the photos of us with you when we were little? And I know I shouldn't avoid things like that, but I look at the photos of me and I cringe because I think that's not me, that's not who I am, and I feel that all of this stops me being who I am, and it shouldn't. But I have a very low self-esteem, and I do need to work on it. But yeah, hopefully this helps me change things. for the better. It definitely gets me out of my comfort zone, which is a good thing. Yeah, I didn't really prepare anything else to say other than just this intro tonight. Now to upload this, and I'm kind of feeling a bit not nervous, but yeah, it's like I don't want to do it, but I know I have to do it. It's not cool. It's not a happy feeling. All right, hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.